Hey, this is Chris with Awesome Possum Gaming, and I am back from Gen Con 2023. I was fortunate enough to be able to stand in the back of the room for the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Seminar that happened on the Saturday of Gen Con. Fortunately for me, I was able to make it in the room. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough room for a tripod, and there was a room of 150 plus people, so it was kind of hot, sweaty, also a little bit noisy, so here you go, the entire seminar shown without any edits. Hope you have a good one. Enjoy the video.
Some familiar faces, maybe an America sticker there. I mean, yeah, 30 years ago. It's really awesome to be back here again. We want to walk into what people are going to be doing in the future. We're going to look at 2024 roadmap. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We've got we're going to go over some of the Universe Beyond partnerships that we're doing, and then future arena 5th anniversary. We're going to go beyond the 2024 roadmap, kind of into the future here. Things are going to change. So, 2024, okay, but everything after that, things are going to shift around, and we really want to show you what's going on. I think we're going through 2026 a little bit.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Anywho, I'm Jess Lanzillo. I'm Chief of Staff for Wizards of the Coast. I'm the host for this panel. All right, with me. Are you ready? Woo! First up, we've got Ian. Anniversary arena, what everyone's going to be doing there. Next up, and here we go, Athena. Our senior product designer. She's going to be walking us through a bunch of Universes Beyond stuff today. There's going to be some new stuff in here. It's going to be really exciting. And then finally, he talks to you while he drives. He promises me that it's safe. Mark Rosewater.
I have to say, I was part of the video we did for Throne of Eldraine, where we, for the first time ever, talked about a year ahead of time. And it took 2 to 3 years to convince the people that we could do that. We could talk a year ahead. So the idea that we're talking 3 years ahead blows my mind.
It's so wild. I'm going to go over some key themes that you're going to hear today throughout everyone's talking points. The first one is, we're doing a bunch of new stuff. We're really excited about all the new stuff. I was creative director for Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. That was something real new that we did at the time. But how awesome did that turn out, right? We're going to keep doing that, but we do that in a way where we honor the legacy of the game. A lot of us are playing since Magic started. A lot of us are new, but I think that the way that we get connected is by honoring where the game came from and where it's going. The next theme, theme number 2, Magic is for everyone. We do want everyone to play this game. It's the best. Magic is dope. Whether you were new or you started in '93, whether you're a Pro Tour player or you're I'm just laying out my Commander deck with some kitties. It's dope. We want you to be able to play wherever, whenever. That includes Arena. I think one of the sneak previews that I can give away on Arena is walking through our roadmap to Pioneer.
We'll be talking Pioneer today, yes.
And then the last one, obviously, near and dear to my heart, Magic Lore and Story. The Phyrexian War, it opened up all new possibilities. September's Wilds of Eldraine is going to be the first set after the war. We're going to learn about omen paths and how people are going to use them to navigate all the planes. It's the start of a new story arc, which we're really excited about. So we've got new stories, new mechanical space, new worlds. Pretty rad, right, Mark?
Yes, absolutely.
And then one special treat.
I'm very excited.
I know. Yes, I'm going to tell them all about it. Why are you scooping me? But I am going to do a little pre-scoop as a special treat to announce today. We are going to talk about the future, but a thing that is happening today is, as of today, they tell me on dailymtg.com, you can get a full EPUB of the entire Phyrexian War arc to read of all of the fiction. So we did finally put it all together in one EPUB for you to read instead of all the different little pages on the website. We're really excited about that. Well, I'm done with the excitement. No, I'm kidding. I'm done with the part where I just speak a bunch. We're going to go and hand it over to Mark Rosewater, everybody.
So we're going to start talking about 2023. Last week at MagicCon, we did a panel. Gavin, a video, and me did a panel. So we talked a bit about this. I'm just going to hit a few quick highlights. There's a video up of the panel, so we're not going to spend too much time on this. Wilds of Eldraine basically is a traditional return. It's going to be going back to the world as you know it. It'll mechanically be what you expect. We said there's adventures and food. We will be doing some new things in it. There's an enchanting theme, and there's a bonus sheet of enchantments, for example. One of the big things about it is we're starting a brand new storyline. So there's going to be a 3-year story arc. And each year gets its own name. So the first year is called the Omen Path arc. The Omen Path is going to be very important. And one of the themes of today is the March of the Machine and all the cosmology changes are affecting not just the story, but how we can make magic. We'll talk about that today. But anyway, Throne of Eldraine is in trouble. The war really caused a lot of issues. The king and queen are dead. Rowan and Will got disparked. A bunch of the kingdom is asleep. There's a thing called a wicked slumber that they used to fight the Phyrexians, so a lot of them are asleep. And because there's so many sleeping people, Ashiok showed up, because Ashiok likes sleeping people, because Ashiok loves nightmares. And there's a new character named Kellen that we're going to learn about that's going to have a really big importance in the storyline. So Eldraine's going to introduce a lot of new things, very exciting things, but we talked a lot about that last week. Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I want to explain, Eldraine's a more traditional return. Like, we're going back, we're doing the things you expect. It's a mechanical return as well as a creative return. Lost Caverns is what I've been calling a backdrop set, which means that when we first started making the set, it was an underground world that was going to be a brand new world. And then partway through, we're like, well, we don't need to invent a new world. It makes sense, it's Ixalan. So it'll have the component pieces of Ixalan. There'll be dinosaurs and vampires and pirates and merfolk, but it's not mechanically, it's not a faction title set. So it's Ixalan, it's the worlds of Ixalan, it's creatively Ixalan, it's not mechanically Ixalan. We want to make sure you guys all understand that. Cool. We are also introducing something new we call special guests. There's a lot of requests for reprints that people want, and so we're doing this new thing. What special guests are is they're highly desired reprints that are flavored in the world so that they make sense where they are, and they're going to be added into the list and to collector boosters. So it's a brand new thing. I think our plan is normally about 10 per set, but since this is the first set, we're going to do 18. So there'll be more in this set. Also, there is a Universes Beyond tie-in, which Athena will talk about.
Hi, everyone. That's right, I'm here to check in every now and then with our plans for Universes Beyond. So you know that when I'm talking, something exciting is about to happen. Now, Universes Beyond is magic, but its core strength lies in the further innovation it brings. Universes Beyond stretches magic beyond its established lore to encompass new characters, worlds, and adventures, and not just magic fans, but the entire world loves. These collaborations are amazing for those whose passions lie between the legendary mechanics of Magic Gathering and these wonderful fandoms. Now, we just celebrated our first major Universes Beyond booster release with the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. Couldn't be happier with how much joy is brought to our fans. And this is because the whole idea was that Magic can be a platform or a gameplay system to experience our favorite fandoms. Now, what does this look like? Well, Ixalan is a set synonymous with dinosaurs in Magic's multiverse. Jurassic World is the definitive dinosaur brand worldwide. We're bringing 30 years of Jurassic World's franchise's thrills and adventures for the tabletop for you to play again and again to find new and exciting outcomes. Every card is going to feature brand new Jurassic World franchise artwork that showcases the iconic characters and scenes spanning across all 6 blockbuster films. Mechanically unique cards will be found in both set and collector boosters that bring plenty of dinosaur-themed cards to your playgroup. And that's not all. Secret Lair is also partnering with Jurassic World for not 1, but 2 really incredible Secret Lair drops that are going to be debuting later this year.
I'm gonna pop in and say one of those secret lairs is probably my favorite thing that we made. So keep your eyes peeled on that. We cannot say any more.
And there might be some dinosaurs in Lost Caverns of Ixalan.
So I wanted to start off with a bang, something really cool and exciting, but I'd be remiss if we didn't cover some of the Universe Beyond sets that we've previously announced. Doctor Who Commander decks were talked about last week in detail at MagicCon Barcelona, and we're so thrilled to be bringing you this wiggly-wobbly, timey-wimey collaboration on October 13th. Additionally, following the main set release of The Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth, we're revisiting it this November with a special holiday release that's going to bring you new We want to see one now? Yeah! So we wanted to show you one of the treatments that'll be in collector boosters this November. Sorry.
That's some Justine Jones art there. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
We also wanted to show you just a little piece of one of the unique scenes that's going to be in the scene boxes, the Might of Galadriel, which will also have some new cards to add to your Lord of the Rings decks. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, which has a unique place in our Magic digital ecosystem, I think it's time to hear from you.
Hey folks, part of my talk today is going to be giving you a sense of what the goals of Arena are. So the primary driving value behind Arena is fast, fun, digital magic for everyone, everywhere. That's the motivation behind things like going onto mobile a couple of years ago. It's why we went onto Steam this year. It's why we've spent so much time this year working on the new player experience. And it's why Lord of the Rings is on Arena. We are trying to find every way we can to introduce more people to Magic and to give the best possible on-roading to this amazing game that we can. We've got a very exciting roadmap to talk about today. We've got our 5th anniversary coming up next month. There will be some fun events and surprises around that. Looking a little bit further out, we are starting work on an achievement system. We want some ways for players who are a little bit less motivated by the all wins and losses gameplay and are a little more interested in finding other ways to mark progress in gameplay. And probably one of the things I'm most excited about today, with the progress we've made, we're taking a break from remastered sets for now. That includes any other remastered sets mentioned today. But before the end of this year, we will be doing Concept Art here on Arena. Concept Art here, exactly as you played it back in the day, no remaster, no changes. Super excited for that. Mark, do you want to talk about 2024?
Okay, let's get into 2024. Okay, the first thing, you mentioned remastered sets. So the first thing is Ravnica Remastered. So we're basically taking cards from all the different Ravnica sets, and it'll play in all the things you love about Ravnica, the guilds, multicolored cards, but mix them together to make a fun, limited environment that you guys have a chance to play.
Can anyone guess who that is?
It's Saba?
Wait, who was the first one? Masker Girl? Pretty good guess.
Yeah, I showed some images 2 weeks ago, and they don't have content. That's one of the images. So you'll see all these images shown up today. Okay, next.
One more thing on Ravnica there, Mark.
Oh, I forgot, yes. So something that the audience has shown they really like is we do this image of, we do retro frames. So this product will have some retro frames in it. Okay, now.
I love talking about Ravnica. Should we keep talking about Ravnica?
Well, let's talk about a new set.
Yeah, let's talk about a new set.
So what is the first new set of 2024? It is Murders at Karlov Manor. So I talked earlier on Lost Caverns Ixalan, what we call a backdrop set, which is a set in which we have a brand new mechanical theme, but we're using the existing world. Well, it takes place on Ravnica, but it is a top-down murder mystery world. It is not a guild set, and if you want guild play, right before it is Ravnica Masters, we're giving you a guild set, so you can play it there. But it is not, it's a top-down murder mystery set. And so what we're doing is we're doing all the fun of the murder mystery genre, and there's a lot of cool things to do and to play around with it. And a neat element of the set is, inside the set, in the story, there's a murder. And they're solving it. But we are doing something for all of you. We have mixed in puzzles into it. And there will be things for you to solve that are woven into the game. I was on the team that made it, and it's really, really cool. So there's a special sort of puzzle component to it. And there's a cool Universes Beyond element.
Yes. So we're going to be taking the fun of Magic and the fun of Clue. So we thought Magic was old, but we're partnering with Clue to celebrate their 75th anniversary. And last year, they introduced reimagined versions of their infamous cast, which we've incorporated to a brand new whodunit experience, combining the beloved evidence-gathering gameplay of Clue with Magic's strategic depth and fan-favorite Ravnica setting. Ravnica Clue Edition will offer a new twist on multiplayer Magic gameplay. Designed in-house by our R&D team, welcoming fans of both Magic and Clue alike to unleash their inner sleuths and solve a mystery as Ravnica's premier detective. It is a self-contained, standalone experience that is both unique and fun all on its own. And, just to note, in some regions this is going to be called Ravnica Cluedo Edition because that's what's known as many regions of the world.
And I just want to stress, this is not like Clue Magic characters. This is, we designed it. It's a brand new thing that
Mark,
aren't.
we switched to a slide where they've totally stopped listening. But yeah, R&D designed that Clue product. It's pretty awesome.
It's super good.
Yeah, it's
However,
very
it does seem like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm having some problems here.
I was really excited to talk about our next partner, but we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Can you please stand by?
Okay, I think I got it.
That's better. We're excited to announce a new set of Commander decks set in the universe of Fallout, arriving next March. These pre-constructed decks take you players to the post-nuclear fantasy world of Fallout. Gangs of bloodthirsty raiders, towering super mutant, irradiated monsters, and deadly retro-futurist robots roam the wasteland. Humanity has formed several factions striving for survival, from those locked away in the pre-war vaults to new groups looking to rebuild society anew. This release of Commander decks is a love letter to this iconic gaming franchise, with each of the representing one of the wasteland's colorful factions in Magic. So you can recreate some of Fallout's most iconic and outlandish moments at home with your friends. This release will come out March 2024. We'll share more on this special crossover as we get closer to the release, so stay tuned.
Okay, so if you've noticed, we've done a lot of returns in the last couple of years. The last actual new world we went to was Streets of New Capenna. So who here would like to go to a brand new world? Okay, we're actually going to a world that people have been asking us to do for quite a while. So it is Outlaws of Okay, so let me explain. Basically, when we first did introduce the idea of cosmology changing, of open paths opening up, I said that it's going to change how we can make Magic sets. And this is the first set to give an example of that. So one of the themes we've been wanting to do for a while was villains. In fact, Magic Origins, its original theme was villains before we changed it to Magic Origins. But if we did villains in a normal set, well, we go to one world and you can meet the villains of that world, but it's very contained. But now with the Open Path, we can make a villain set in which we can meet villains of the multiverse. And what better place to have that than a world inspired by the Western genre. So what we're calling frontier fantasy. Now we've worked with cultural consultants to make sure that we're making something that is something people will enjoy and something that you guys really can love. And because we're pulling people from across the multiverse, you might notice, take a look at this picture, there's some characters there that you might recognize.
Hey Mark, is that right? Oh, you don't.
But many of these characters are characters you already know. So we're having a lot of fun. The villain set is going to be a mix of villains from all over. So it's a lot of fun. Okay.
I'm letting them murmur and guess for another second. I'm sorry. I bet you have two of them. But we will not confirm or
Who's the
deny.
main guy?
Well, before we get ourselves in trouble and start answering questions that we should not be answering, I'm going to go ahead and let Mark move on to the next.
Okay.
I know. This one's also very exciting. Do you want me? I'm going to just put it up. Ready?
So, obviously we did Modern Horizons 1 and 2. They were very, very popular. And so one of the cool things about Modern Horizons is we get to do a little bit more advanced set, a little more complicated mechanics. And normally the rule has been that you get to use all the mechanics that Magic has. But that actually hasn't been true for the first two sets. We could only do all the mechanics on single-faced cards. So Modern Horizons 3 is all the fun of Modern Horizons, but also with double-faced cards. So there might be a legendary that turns into a Planeswalker, there might be modal double-faced cards, that we can use all of the mechanics And so this is all the things you love about Modern Horizons with just a little bit extra.
And I don't know about everybody else, but I did not get to draft Modern Horizons 1 and 2 as much as I wanted. So this one will be on Arena. We're super excited to bring these cards to Historic. We're really looking forward to that. I want to call everybody out in advance. This does not mean Modern is on my roadmap right now. This set is plenty for this moment. And in fact, the focus is still focusing on Pioneer. With that in mind, before the end of the year...
I want to jump in real quickly. We did a lot to pick some fun themes that we threw into this. This might hint at one of the themes.
Just a little clue. In 2024, we're looking to do... we'll be putting out Pioneer Masters, a draft set that fills in the remaining draft archetypes, which will get us to what we're calling internally Tournament Pioneer. It's not going to be every card, and even after that's done, we'll be continuing to find ways to distribute things for the brewers and the people who like Jank and those favorite cards that aren't seeing tournament play, but we expect to be at pretty solid tournament parity by the end of 2024. Beyond that, our next big move in 2024 is works to unify the Magic ecosystem. We're really looking forward to a world where someone playing Arena is recommended to go to their local game store, play in a Friday Night Magic, and come back on Saturday to XP on Arena waiting for them.
That sounds good.
That is awesome. I cannot wait for this unified ecosystem. Is that what you're calling it?
Unified ecosystem.
And then, oh my gosh, Pioneer, MH3 and Arena.
Yeah, it should be a big, big year.
I think Athena has some more Universes Beyond news for us as well. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Athena, take us away.
All right, so one thing you may have noticed is that Universes Beyond is not a one-size-fits-all approach. When working with some tectonic fandoms, we strive to find a product fit that best highlights the strengths and skills of our partners. This means that you'll find a plethora of different UV expressions in Magic. So what does that actually look like? Well, first, we'll continue to have Commander deck-driven releases like Warhammer 40,000, Doctor Who, and Fallout. These are excellent ways to have a self-contained expression of the world, its characters, and story. We'll also continue to have secret lair drops, some featuring mechanically unique cards like we did with Street Fighter and Stranger Things, and some featuring overlays of existing cards like you saw with Fortnite and Arcane. An overlay is what you might think of as a reskin. There's an example here with our wonderful Dracula. We also have Universe Beyond cards that we think of as booster inserts. Transformers was a booster insert for the Brothers War. Jurassic World will be another booster insert. It's part of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan release, but its own expression that happens to be a perfect fit. Finally, we'll have different types of booster releases. So far, you've seen the Lord of the Rings Tale of the Middle-earth, which is a large booster release, what we like to call a tentpole set. We'll be discussing a second type in a minute. That's a lot of information about Universes Beyond and how we think about it, but what we want to take away is that Universes Beyond takes many forms, and our focus is always to create the best experience for fans.
Ian, what are we doing with UV on Arena?
So the other big announcement is that for any UB tentpole set, the goal on Arena is to take the entire draftable set. Those should all be on Arena going forward. With smaller sets, like Fallout, Commander deck kind of things, we're more likely to do cosmetics and bring in some aspects of that for players who are excited about it without doing the full set. And there is the possibility that for some sets it might just not make sense to do anything. For the next thing that we're exploring with UB, I'm going to kick back to Athena.
Yeah. So we announced a while back, it's a little under the radar, a partnership with Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed. And the wait is almost over. In July 2024, we're releasing Beyond Boosters, featuring Assassin's Creed immersive, epic, historical adventures. Every Assassin's Creed game gets in on the fun. This is also going to be the debut of the Beyond Booster, a new kind of booster that features a beloved world. They are not draftable, but each booster takes you on a journey unique to that universe. Plug directly into the Animus with both exciting new cards and reprints featuring your favorite characters and moments from the Assassin's Creed games. Aspiring assassins can take their new skills to the deadliest formats, including Modern. All right, now Mark, I think you have something else exciting.
I do. So 2 weeks ago, I showed off some images at San Diego Comic-Con, and one image seemed to get the most attention. this one. So some people were speculating that maybe this is a brand new world where there's no humans, there's just animals, and they take on fantasy qualities. This is Bloomberg. So, you want to play mice or rabbits or frogs or squirrels or raccoons, this is your set. And it is the most adorable set we've ever made. It is really, really cute, and it turned out great. It really turned out.
There's a lot of adventure too. It's not just like super cozy and sweet. It is that, but oh my god.
Oh,
I'm kind of freaked out by this thing.
Another cool thing we did is everything's scaled. So the idea is a 1/1 is the mouse. A mouse is a 1/1. So everything's scaled. So like if you see things that normally Magic might be a 2/2, well maybe it's an 8/8 in that world because the 1/1's a mouse. So there's lots of cool things. And like I said, the creator from Bloomberg they knocked it out of the park. It is the most adorable thing.
Is truly, truly, truly adorable, Mark. I think maybe this transition is going to be a little weird because the next thing is probably not that.
Magic, one of the things Magic does really well is we like to shift around, so there's always something for everybody. Let's say you don't like adorable. Well, the next set's for you. This is Duskborn, House of Horror. So we've done horror before. Innistrad did Gothic horror, New Phyrexia did horror. So one of the things we've been exploring in Magic is trying to shift a little bit in things. And so this is approach to modern horror. In fact, the whole thing is a new plane that takes place inside a creepy mansion. And it's really pushing in some directions like new Kamigawa, New Dynasty, Neon Dynasty show that you guys sort of like to show things a little bit more modern. So we're experimenting with a more modern take, but with horror. And there is no greater differential between Bloomberg and Duskborn. So if you like cute, we've got you covered. If you like creepy, we also have you covered.
And that's 2024, everyone.
We're done, but we're not stopping. Why are we stopping?
Oh wait, there's more! Again, I'm gonna caveat, we are now moving into the future. This crystal ball starts to get a little blurry. We're gonna stop having names for sets. We're gonna start having code names. Some sets will have concepts art. Some will only have tone plates. Some won't have anything at all.
And I want to mention, we are actively, the stuff we're talking about now, we're working on. We're not done with it yet. We're actively working on. So the fact that we're talking about this is crazy, but okay.
All right, everyone take a deep breath. We can do this together.
I'm so excited.
We'll start here.
Okay, so the first thing in 2025 is we're doing an Innistrad remaster. So you like Innistrad? We're doing the same thing. We're taking cards from all the different Innistrads. We're putting them together, making a new limited environment so that you can play with Innistrad, much like we did Ravnica Master the year before. Okay, next up, our first new set, codenamed Tennis. Okay, so for a long time, we've had this idea to do a death race set, where you get to race cards and stuff. But one of the cool things about the change of the cosmology is the Omen Pass let us stretch a little bit. So instead of racing across one world, we're racing across 3 worlds. Okay, I'm not allowed to tell you what the worlds are, but I'll give you some hints. 2 of the worlds are worlds we visited before in premiere sets that we haven't gone back to yet. And the 3rd is a world that you've seen on cards. It's been referenced before. It's never been a premiere setting before. And we're going to flesh it out, and you'll see that. So this will be a race through multiple worlds, some of which people have been asking for us to do again, and we will be. So.
And what was the last one? It was a world that we have seen on cards, but has not been a premiere setting.
Yes, not been a premiere setting.
All right.
So go look at Merchant Machines. It might be somewhere in there.
Well, that seems like the ultimate death race, but wait. What's this slide?
This is the ultimate set. No, codenamed Ultimate. So we have a lot of new worlds. You'll notice we had a whole bunch of new worlds in a row. But hey, it's fun to go back to old worlds. So this is a world we haven't visited for about 10 years that players have been asking us to go back to. We are going back to Tarkir. The way we've been describing it in design is what we're calling the best of both worlds, which means we're taking things you love about Khans of Tarkir and things you love about Dragons of Tarkir, and I'm not allowed to tell you what those things are, but read between the lines, and we are doing this.
It appears there's a dragon on the slide.
There might be dragons on Tarkir. Spoilers.
I love it.
It does sound like this year is shaping up to be pretty awesome so far. I think Athena has something pretty exciting to share as well.
I do. So we are so excited to announce that the Final Fantasy franchise will be the next full booster release. In collaboration with Square Enix, Universes Beyond will bring the beloved Final Fantasy series to Magic the Gathering as a 10th booster release in 2025. The Final Fantasy series is known for its highly imaginative worlds, rich stories, and memorable characters. The set will encompass each main Final Fantasy game that has been released to date, including the original Final Fantasy and the recently released Final Fantasy 16. The set will also be available to play on Magic Arena.
Absolutely. I'm sure you can imagine, as a video game studio, there's a lot of Final Fantasy fans who are super, super excited to bring this along. While I've got you, I'm going to jump a little bit into the future of Arena. Jess has been doing a great job, but I'm going to emphasize tabletop plans ahead more than digital does. So where their plans get shaky, ours get really fuzzy. But our big goal going forward into these years is how do we find ways to make more Magic players? And how do we get more people doing what they want to do digitally? There's an awareness on the Arena team that the client does what it does really well, but we're missing some things. There are some people who would much rather have like a PvE sandbox type game, something where they're not worried about playing other players. Collectability is a really big part of Magic that doesn't really get captured in Arena, and that's something that's on our mind that we're looking at improving on. Multiplayer, 3+ players is something that we hear from very often that we're interested in trying to figure out what the best solutions for are. And these are all far enough out that we are in the, what's a new feature, what makes more sense as like its own standalone app. If there are standalone apps, what's the connective tissue between digital Magic? And how do we tie all these things together into something satisfying that gets more people excited and playing Magic the way they want to play Magic? That's the big focus on Arena going forward.
I think we've got a little bit more.
So the one thing I just realized I didn't mention, from Bloomburrow through Ultimate is our second year, what we're called the Dragonstorm arc. So that is our second year of our story.
Is that where we saw a dragon?
There might be dragons. Okay, so now we're getting into the third year. So this arc is called the censored arc. It's not called the censored arc. I'm not allowed to say the part that's censored. We're getting here.
It's not because it's a bad word. He's just not allowed to say it, y'all.
Okay, so one of the things we learned from the success of Kamigawa Man Dynasty is you guys seem to like us pushing a little more into science fiction. So volleyball is going to a space that we've never gone to before. Space. So this is a space opera. We are going down, Infinity did it, but we're in Premiere said we're going to outer space. People have asked me online, Infinity introduced the alien creature type. They're like, well, Premiere said ever use the alien creature type? It will. And so anyway, Magic is, you've never seen it before. At least not with acorns on it. So it's really cool. Okay, after volleyball, we're getting into even fuzzier space. Okay, so on my blog, the #1 request I got for a return was for Kamigawa. That's why we went back to Kamigawa. Who has a guess for the #1 thing right now on my blog? What's the #1 request on my blog? We're going to Lorwyn. Lorwyn and Shannon have really hit a tone. People have been saying you guys should go back to Lorwyn. So So we are treating this a lot like how we treated Kamigawa. The idea is we want to tap into what you guys love about it, but we also want to sort of explore. The first time out, it necessarily didn't do amazing, but there's something really cool about the creative. So we're going to revisit it, but do some new stuff. And so it's definitely we're going to give it the Kamigawa treatment of, going back to Lorman, being Lorman and being Shadowlore, but doing something that sort of has a new twist to it. So, okay, next up, yachting. We skipped X because there was no sport with X. So. Yachting is another return. This is a more traditional return. This is more, we're doing the themes. It's a more recent place we visited, but one that did really well. One of our top selling premier sets of all time. We are going back to Strixhaven. So, Arcadios is the name of the world. So we're going back to Strixhaven, and it'll be, like when I talked about we do backdrop sets that are completely different, this is not that. This is, we're going back to Strixhaven, the factions, the schools enemy colors, instant sorcerers matter, that sort of, it'll be a revisit of it as you know it. Okay, which leads us to ziplining. So ziplining is what we call a capstone event set. Kind of like what the Spark was, what March of the Machine was. Okay, would you guys like to know the theme of this set? Yeah. I can't tell you. Would you like to know the villain? It's got a really exciting villain. Do you want to know the villain? Yeah. I can't tell you that. Do you want to know where it takes place? Because it's a really cool place. Do you want to know that? Yeah. No, I can't tell you. It's the end of our giant story. I can't. Imagine like you're doing World of Spark, and I can't tell you it's Bolus, and I can't tell you it's a Ravnica, and I can't tell you. So we can't tell you anything because they're all part of the story. But it's a big giant thing. The one thing I can say is one of the perks of being head designer is you get to pick the sets that you lead. I chose this set. It's a theme I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm really excited. It is something the players have asked for. You guys asked for a lot, so I'm not particularly. But ziplining is, I'm very excited for it, and I can't tell you anything about it. So.
We're going to stop you there, Mark. Okay, let's all collectively take a breath together. We've made it through part of 2026.
We ended sports. Sports are done.
So end of sports.
Yes. So we're going to start with A's for the next one. So it'll be a new theme. We literally haven't started on those yet. I'm 1 month into ziplining, just so you guys know. In vision design, 1 month in. So we're talking about
And we'll get back to close things out. But I do get the special honor of talking about something that's actually coming out soon, August 10th. We're going to give you a first reveal. I'm going to play a video in a second here for what I'm about to show you. It doesn't have sound. We are going to make sound, and you're welcome to join in.
Sound effects by Mark.
Ready? First reveal. Secret Lair Commander deck. Angels.
People ask me all the time what the hardest part of making Magic is, and the hardest part for me is doing something really cool and then waiting 3 years to tell anybody about it. So having the opportunity to talk about stuff that I'm actively working on right now is, it's so amazing.
Yeah, I was at the corner store the other day, and the person who works there is the super Magic player, plays a lot of Commander, and was reading Redwall, and I was just like, a single tear was in my eye. I can't tell you anything yet. Please watch our video. But yeah, we are so excited that y'all were able to come out here. Thank you to our amazing panelists. We've got Ian, Arbrina,
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you, you're the best.
thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take the time to like the video and subscribe if you'd like to stay updated. Have a great day, and keep 'em rolling.